Sometimes it might become necessary to update the underlying model of a blend shape setup. As blend shape targets are usually topology dependent, it's usually not easy to transfer the changes over to an existing setup. Another application would be to have the blend shape setup transfer over to a model with a higher resolution, or the reverse, to have the high resolution rig to be represented in a low resolution for a quicker display. All these different cases can be approached with the transfer utility of shapes. You can transfer the entire setup over to a mesh with a different topology, and even have the two rigs be connected together as a driver-driven setup. Because the applications for the transfer cover a wide range, we only want to look at a simple example of how to transfer the setup over to a mesh with a higher resolution and have the lower resolution rig act as a master. In my scene, I have an existing blend shape setup on my character, as we can see when the mesh is loaded in shapes. The scene also contains a second mesh, which represents the model with a higher resolution. It's important that the two meshes share the same wall space, or the transfer will not work correctly. From the menu I choose Tools, Transfer Setup. In general, a new blend shape node gets created for the new setup. This also applies to my scene. However, if the target setup already exists, you can choose your blend shape node from the Target Node option. The new mesh does not yet have skinning assigned, so we want to copy the skin weights. If skinning information already exists, it will be replaced if you choose to copy the skin weights. We also want to hide the previous mesh, which in this case is the low resolution mesh. For the transfer mode, I choose Transfer and use Previous as master, to have the low resolution rig drive the high resolution one. Setting it to Transfer All would create the new setup independent from the original one. To create a complete setup, the Target option is set to All Targets. Optionally, you can use selected targets or groups or exclude any selection in the target list. The Rename option is set to perform no change and the Wrap option is left at default. To perform the transfer, I select the target mesh and press the Transfer button. After the new setup has been created, it gets loaded into shapes, and the scene displays only the high-resolution mesh based on the transfer settings. All target channels of the new blend shape node now display a yellow dot, indicating a direct connection to the master blend shape node, which is the one on the low-resolution mesh source. If I select the original mesh, which is currently hidden, and load it into shapes, we can see that the original setup is still in place and currently drives the high-resolution version.